Yo, and we're back again with another show. This is the OT99 Banter Room. It's your boy Firms, and this is the place where opinions get shared and smoke gets served. Yo, I'm back again with NK's joining me for another one. Look, Manchester United is currently sitting second. We all love it. We had a good couple of days. What was it? When did we beat West Ham? On Sunday, our game was.
On Sunday, yeah, on Sunday.
On Sunday. So now I'm chilling. We're all happy, you understand? Wait, is there something wrong with my... Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so we're all happy. We've had few days to mull over it. Obviously, we're thinking about European football, but this ain't even about European football. This is about Manchester United, the transfer window, the issue with our club, and, you know, the next steps we need to be taking. We need to be proactively thinking. A lot of people like to think, you know, when summertime comes, we'll think about this. Look, a lot of the groundwork gets put in, especially by those clubs that are efficient. You know, your Bayern Munich's. You know, there's a reason why they, you know, first day of the transfer window, they've already got their main guy in, and they, you know, they're having a full.
Right.
Yeah. They're putting in the work now.
Right.
And I feel like United should be doing that also. So it's got me thinking about targets, the situation at the club. So look, today we're going to talk about a few things. I've got the latest winger that we've been linked to now. His name's called Pedro Goncalves. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. He plays for Sporting Lisbon. You know, Haaland, you know, Sancho, Donny van de Beek, you know, right back sort of options and who we're linked with and, you know, who we want, you know, our priority areas for us as fans. Well, me and NK anyway, representing you guys today. You know what I mean? And there's Graylish, there's so many more. So we're going to get into it. So today I was reading a newspaper article. I can't remember where I read it. I think it was from the Times. I think it's called Mike McGrath or something from the Times, the report for the Times. He said that, you know, Manchester United is linked with a young winger. His name's called Pedro Goncalves. He's, you know, young. Like I said, I don't know his exact age, but he's young. This season, he's got 15 goals in 22 games. You know, he plays right wing. You know, plays for Sporting Lisbon, and he has a buyout clause for 52 million, roughly that. Now, my thing is this: like, obviously, everyone knows Manchester United was linked with Jadon Sancho last season. That was the main thing. It didn't happen. We bought Amad Diallo. But clearly, I feel that Amad Diallo is higher than Pellistri in terms of what Man United think of him, the vibe I'm getting anyway, but not quite the person that is ready to just throw into the starting 11, because we've had him, you know, for, you know, there's a few games that's come and gone now, and he just isn't making it on he isn't making it on for more than, you know, not too long. So it doesn't give me the impression that Ollie's thinking, yes, you're a starter, not for the immediate term anyway. So now we're being linked with this guy who's doing well. I'm just thinking, what does it make you think about Jadon Sancho? Is he going to be our main priority going into the window, or do you think like we're looking at alternatives and we can go down another route?
No, I think Sancho is still the main priority. They need that kind of like superstar to kind of like drive the marketing aspect of the club, because you know how the board is. It's more about marketing to them more than any other thing. I think Sancho want to leave. I think it's time for him to leave Dortmund. So he's ready to leave. Oli likes him a lot. So I think he will be the number one priority. Depending on, I'm not sure Dortmund will want that much money as they were requiring last season, which I think they were talking about 100 and something billion. Probably maybe I think maybe 60, 70 should do the deal. So I think, definitely 60, 70 should do the deal. 60, 70, because 60, 70. Last summer he was supposed to go. This, I think he's 60, 70 should do the deal. And this new guy too, Pedro. I mean, I saw the rumors this morning. It's been coming up, but he's not even. I mean, he play on the wings, but he's a bit like Mata or Bernardo Silva for Man City. He's more like a number 10, but then sometimes play on the wing. So he's not fully a winger. We need an out and out winger. We don't want like Mason Greenwood playing on the wings when he's not a winger. So we need an out and out winger back. Definitely think Sancho. I think Sancho coming this summer. Definitely coming this summer. I don't see no other way. He's definitely coming this summer.
Do you know what you said? You said 60 to 70. So last summer, Dortmund wanted 120 million euros. That was the number being badged around, and they wanted quite a lot of it up front. Now, I'm just thinking, I know that the value is going to drop. He hasn't had as good of a season now than he did in the previous couple of seasons, but his form is starting to pick up now. And with obviously COVID and, their financial issues, because I think they've got about a 50, 60 million debt that they need to get outside as well. But I'm just thinking, I think that they're more willing to sell this season, but are they going to drop the price from 120 million euros, which was probably around the 110 million mark or whatever it is, all the way down to 60, 70 million pounds? It's a big drop.
Yeah, I think they will, because this is the thing. The thing about players is that the more they keep him, the more his value keep on going down, because most of the players, their value is based on their contract, Last year, so this year, the contract length has come down a year less than it was too. And the player himself, so I think what affected him a lot at the beginning of the summer is that because he was so set on moving from Dortmund. So when that move didn't go through, it affected him big time in terms of performance too. So if his performance dip again next season, that means his value is going to go down. Dortmund need to cash in. They always cash in at the right time. I think last season they thought they could have played a long game with Man United, and then United were going to pay the money. But you know how United has been these days. They're very stingy now. But I think this time they get a deal, because Dortmund need the money. Financially, it's not good. And there is a chance that they miss out on the Champions League this season too, because they are fifth in the Bundesliga. I think they are like 2 points behind, but they can still miss out. And if they miss out on the Champions League, that means they need the money. And Man United will smell blood, like, oh, you need the money. And they're going to go there like, hey, take 10 million. They're going to give them,
right.
So,
right.
I think definitely. Yeah.
I think, with all of that work put in, I'll be very surprised if we dismiss that and he isn't our main priority, because it's a lot of wasted time, negotiations, effort that went into that I just can't see us just leaving it alone. But again, it has to be at the right price. I think if Dortmund still come in with that standing firm to high prices like they were last season, like 100 million or whatever it is, Man United, the only thing that's going to make them not do it is if they physically are unwilling to pay that money. Because obviously we really wanted him this last summer and we didn't get him because of that money or the payment structure. So one of those two things, if we can't sort out, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. I mean, the only way, if they can get their money, I think the payment structure will have to be in a way where they get a certain percentage of it up front and then the rest over X number of years, rather than, asking for a big, massive sum up front. That's my personal view. But I do feel like he's levels above the rest. I do think like he's miles above the rest that's currently out there. And I don't think anyone can do his job. Do you know what I mean? I was watching Traore yesterday, Liverpool Wolves game, and there was just so many times where Traore got into positions where, he needs to put in that final ball and he just fluffs it. You know what I mean? And it's like he does all of the hard work. And this is a guy that they're badging at 100 million or 80 million or whatever that price is. But
right.
Sancho is one of those guys that can do that job and also deliver the final ball, more accurately. And I think that, we just need to do that and get it over the line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sancho is needed. He's very creative. I think he is the youngest player in the Bundesliga to reach, I think, a certain assist for his age. So, he is a player that Man United needs. His creativity, I think, in terms of like marketing, so it's just there. And the number 7 shirt will be there waiting for him. So, I think Dortmund got agreement with him that they're gonna sell him this summer. I think they definitely got agreement that they're gonna sell him. So it's just up to Man United and Dortmund to come up with a financial package that to both sides. It's gonna be like the Bruno deal, where he was gonna come in the summer, he didn't come, and then in January they managed to get a deal for us. So definitely this summer they should get a deal down the line.
It's interesting you say about a deal probably being done, because if you look at Cavani, we'll go on to Cavani now just because it kind of ties in. If you look at Cavani, he's been linked with a move out, and that surprised me because Cavani's, I thought, was happy at the club, we're doing well, we're second, we're still in a couple of tournaments, FA Cup, Europa League. it's not like we're like floundering mid-table and he's upset or his house got burgled like Di Maria's or whatever it is and he's unsettled. You know, he's actually, you know, the fans love him, the club loves him, everyone loves him, and he's doing well himself. Albeit he's had a few injuries and stuff. It's surprising that, you know, he's being linked out now and his dad's come out and said, you know, go back home to Boca Juniors or whatever, let's go. And I'm thinking that number 7 shirt that he's got, could it just be falling into place where, you know, Jadon Sancho comes, he takes that Cavani shirt off him? Because Jadon Sancho, I think one of the things or prerequisites of him coming is him having that shirt as well. There's no point in him coming and being given a random shirt. The whole sell from Manchester United's point of view, especially as a right winger, is like, you know what, I want to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo, I want to be the next David Beckham in his own way, but basically the next iconic star. So getting a random shirt ain't making sense, but I can potentially see Cavani moving and then there being less hassle with the shirt. You know, it's just vacant for him. So it's a good point.
Yeah, I think Cavani will move. I think, and you know, I think what his dad came out to say, to be honest, I think it's a good thing for Man United that he want to leave, because he has been great for us by the injuries. It's just we need someone we can rely on that can stay fit. The injury has become a big problem. And if you get him on the wage bill, because one thing United go is our wage bill is crazy. We need to get players out of the door. And I think he will leave because at his age, he want to play week in, week out. I don't think next season they will make him like a top number 9 going forward. So if he leave, if we have the number 7 shirt, and you know what that means, once they confirm that he's leaving, United fan, we go crazy because we always want to start to take over the number 7.
Hey, I'm excited. Do you know what though? On Cavani, actually, before I move on to fully going to Cavani, that Pedro point, one last point I wanted to make was he's got a buyout clause for 52 million. Whether he sells for that, I don't know. But I don't watch a lot of Portuguese football, so I won't be able to give a good analysis of this guy. But United just went and invested 40 million or whatever it is on Amad Diallo, who's a right winger.
Yes.
It's just silly to me how you're now going to buy a youth and invest 52 million or whatever it is, or close to that, when you've got Amad Diallo, who's not even, you know, he hasn't even heated the bench. He hasn't even done anything yet for you to be looking at someone else. So that's another reason why I'm thinking that news could be, you know, dead fish in the water. Do you know what I mean? Just another rumor.
Yeah, that news is fake news. You know what? One thing that Man United people don't understand is that they are very good when it comes to PR. It's all tactics and games for them. They put up a name there just to let the other team know, like, hey, if you don't do it, we got alternatives there. So I think they did that with like Dortmund last summer, where what they call it, Dembele from Barcelona. His name was there that they said Man United were going to sign him on loan and make a deal because the Sancho deal was dragging. So that was a tactics to kind of like get Dortmund to kind of like sell. It's good, but they always be putting like stuff in the what they call it, the media all the time to kind of like influence it. I don't think they go for him. They want players who are literally ready to go. We don't know much about him. Yes, he's doing a bit similar to what Bruno was doing, but no way we sign him now. After we got Amad Diallo and we got the other guys that we gave on loan. Yes, he also gone on loan too, because there's so many right wingers that we bought that just all got potential. We don't need potential. We want ready made going forward. Yeah,
I was just thinking that I think we need ready made. I think it's shocking because the players that we're being linked to, a lot of them, a lot of the players, that we need and Manchester United fans need or want positions sort of sorted once and for all are starting positions. We're not talking about our squad depth cover. We're talking about we need another DM to replace what we got in there. We need another striker to replace what we've got, or we need another winger to replace what we've got. And that just shows you the position that Manchester United is in as a club. You know, we spent $1 billion or whatever it is since Fergie's come and gone. And we're still in that position here where we're saying, you know what, we need a proper striker. We still haven't replaced Cristiano Ronaldo or Valencia, whoever it was last there on the wing, right wing. We still in the same position probably since Carrick left, where we're looking at a centre midfielder. Yeah, Bruno's an advanced guy. He's doing his thing. Pogba, you know, he hasn't sort of like, he's had moments of brilliances and periods, but he hasn't really held it down. And we're still talking about this, you know what I mean? It's centre-back issue, same thing. And we're just like, it's a big thing. So our transfer windows has to be spot on. I think there's no point. And I was disappointed last season because we've got third, we've done all that work, and then we've just wasted the summer window with nothing to show for it. But anyway, moving on to Cavani. So Cavani, like I said, the news has come out. His dad spoke up and said, you know, my son sort of to the effect of he's, you know, gonna be going back to South America. He's gonna be leaving Manchester United, you know, in the summer of this year, not next year's. And it came as a surprise for me, as I was saying. But you know what? Cavani said that he loves the shirt, you know, he loves the club, but he didn't confirm, you know, that he's staying. He didn't say that. So there's more in what's not said than what is said sometimes. So if he goes, obviously, for me, and I know you shared your views on it in terms of his fitness, and I agree. I think he's been 50% here, 50% gone, and we don't need that. We need someone reliable. We need a Maguire in terms of his fitness and reliability in terms of him just being present in every game in front. Do you know what I mean? But obviously with the quality or skill set that can be put in those goals. So if we're talking about a striker that you want to replace them, we've been linked with Haaland, and for me, it's the creme de la creme. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on, you know, Haaland, or do you have any other people that you would like to see at the club that may be doing a better job? And do you think it's possible that we can bring in someone like Haaland?
First of all, Cavani, I think, as I said to you earlier on, I think he needs to move on, go to Boca Juniors, just go there, play week in, week out, and just like relax and stuff. Because the thing about Man United is that we the fans, but we are frustrated. We want to win the Premiership. We want to be competitive too. So his injuries is not gonna help us, because we need someone to just, if Martial is not performing, we need someone to just go there and just be playing. But one thing too that I saw against the West Ham game was Greenwood, because Greenwood was leading the line against West Ham, and I tell you what, he was impressive. He was really, he should have scored 2 goals and 1 assist if Rashford did score that goal, and then obviously I think he hit the post twice. So I think to myself, if Cavani goes and we don't even get Haaland, Martial and Greenwood can be competing for that number 9 position. You know, because yesterday, the way, if me personally, I think Greenwood get 30 games, or the amount of chance that Martial get, he get 25 plus goals easily. I got no doubt about that. He played the number 9 position, because yesterday, if he took a chance, that's 2 goals. And when he shoots, you just know it's going to one place and one place only. So yeah, with Haaland, the only thing is there's too many teams that's trying to get him. Man City need a striker. I'm hearing Barcelona want him. Real Madrid is trying to. Bayern Munich too are going to go there. And these are all people to that kind of like football structure there. United, we just recently announced a new football director who has also been in the club for a very long time too. I know Ole grow a good relationship with Haaland too. But I think it's all going to come down to the money. How much wages they want to give him, or does he even believe in the project that we can get him? Personally, I'd rather we spend the money elsewhere. If he come back, it's just top notch. But I don't see us getting involved him and Sancho. So it's gonna get out to Sancho or him. And personally, I'd rather get Sancho, because I feel like Greenwood, he might not be a Haaland, but he got the potential to get to that kind of a level, or even similar. But on the right wing, we desperately need someone there, and Sancho with perfect there. But yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think when Man United have to compete with many clubs, we don't tend to do well.
No.
And the only thing that can save us is the money if the other team can't afford to buy that player. The thing is this with Haaland, I feel like he's one of those players that at this moment in his career is not even focused mainly about, I just get the feeling that he wants to win. Like he's got a winner's mentality, and he's going to want to go to a club where he can win stuff. So even if it is a step up, he's still going to want to achieve at the club that he's at. And you'll be thinking, can he do that at Manchester United? Obviously, we have got Champions League football, which you definitely would want. But can you do that with Manchester United, as well as, you know, the other benefits that you may get from a club? And I just feel like, again, so there's that aspect. And then there's also the fact that many clubs are after him, many clubs want him. I do think that we can outbid Real Madrid, Barcelona, because their financial crisis is insane, especially Barca. You heard it with Messi's contract and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you're looking at Chelsea, you're looking at, PSGs, you're looking at, City, Guerrero. I'm hearing now he's been linked to Barcelona. Barcelona. So I don't know if we'll be able to compete, but I do feel like as much as I want him, I don't want us to waste the whole transfer window trying to get Haaland and playing Mickey Mouse with his agent, Raiola.
Right.
And then miss out on Sancho, because Sancho is one of the last crop of quality talent out there that wants to come to us, and we want him. But
Yeah. You hit the nail right there. It's just like trying to like spend the whole summer trying to get Haaland. Because the thing about United too is, I think for the past like what we tend to do is we tend to concentrate on one deal, get it out of the way, and then move on to the next one. And the more they spend time dragging on the deal, the more other deals tend to not get done. So with Haaland, it's just, I think all the clubs that have been linked to him, the only one that I feel like if they come to it, they can beat us is Man City. Because Man City, they got the money. They can guarantee him that he's going to definitely win trophies, something that Man United cannot guarantee him. And then there's been this talk about Haaland versus Mbappe going to be challenging for the Ballon d'Or for the next few years. So it's like, if I go to Man United, do I have the chance to just do that? So to me, I think it's more between Man City, Man United, and maybe Bayern Munich. Just because obviously he already know the German league, and if he goes to Bayern Munich, so he just know, he's definitely going to win the Bundesliga, and it's just all about just getting the Champions League too.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I think you mentioned this in the last one that we was on. You mentioned that, so those are the teams that are definitely could get him. And I think you mentioned with Raiola though, because he likes money. And there's the other aspect of, could he if you go to teams like Bayern, it'll be very difficult to get out. I know Lewandowski's been trying to go to Real Madrid for the years and years, and it hasn't worked out for him because Bayern is just not easy unless you run down your contract, you know what I mean? Which Alaba's doing or done, and maybe the other person in that team's done. I know in Real Madrid they've got Varane and Ramos that regularly run down their contracts for the move. But I'm just thinking, like, I know there are teams that can do it, but in that flip side of things, City, they're very cautious with how they spend. So I know that Haaland's definitely going to be someone that they'll want to spend money on and have in their team. But when you look at it, they don't really spend that much on an individual player. But saying that, they did want to go up to at least 75 million for Harry Maguire before we took him. So if they can pay that much for him, maybe they will go that much higher for Haaland. Because I think I read somewhere like the sweet spot in terms of finances that get him this summer would be around 130 million, 35 million, something around that region, give or take. Would they to spend that?
Yeah, because you know what, one thing too about Haaland too is that he got a clause in his contract that in 2022 he can go for 66 million. So if Dortmund don't cash in on him this season, they're going to accept less. So the chances of him going to is very high too, because if you don't sell him this season, they don't get Champions League. Or even if they get Champions League, they're still going to take a big hefty fee. Because this season, I feel like if they do it right, he can go for 100 million. But if you don't take the 100 million now, and then you wait the next season and take a 40 million kind of like knockdown, no club will want to do that. So with Man City, yes, they've been a bit kind of like cautious when it comes to like spending money, because obviously they're trying to balance the book with all this financial fair play and everything too. And there's Dortmund. There's Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich always act like they don't have money, but when it comes to pulling money from somewhere, they always used to do it. I was very surprised when they got Leroy Sané. I'm not sure how much they paid for it. They got the money. Yeah, they got the money for him too. So it's just one of those ones. City, they need a striker. Aguero is gonna go, so that's gonna take some money off their wage bill too. So yeah, personally, that's what I say. I just PSG. I don't think PSG got a chance of signing him. They can't afford him, but I don't think he will want to go there. He will want to either come to the Premiership, stay in the Bundesliga, or maybe go to Spain. But Real Madrid can't afford him too. Real Madrid definitely can't afford him. He will not do Italy. Is a no-no for him. And his agent it will suit his agent to sell him to Man United because he's young. if United don't end up winning something, he can still sell him again in the next like 2-3 years to like one of the big clubs, like he's gonna do with Pogba. So it's gonna be a win-win situation for him. But yeah, if we can get him, that would be a big bonus for us.
So question: if you had both players willing to come and Sancho and Haaland, who would your choice be?
You know, I'm only gonna go for Sancho because he's English. Because the thing about once the English players, once they come to the Premiership, you know they're not going nowhere. You know, you get Sancho, he's gonna be like a 10-year investment. He's not going nowhere else. He's gonna be successful for Man United too. Haaland is gonna be successful too. Don't get me wrong, but it just when he comes, you just don't know how long he's gonna stay for. And the problem that we need a proper situation to where every single season, Pogba they always talking about he want to go. So it kind of like caused like a division among the fan base. We all know how good he is, but people tend to not like him because they feel like he's not committed enough to the club. And I feel like it's going to be the same too with Haaland too. If he comes there, and United are not winning stuff or not showing ambition too, he's just going to be like, look, I want to go to one of the big clubs to win something. So I would definitely go Sancho. Because if Sancho comes, he's going to stay for the next 10 years.
Definitely. I agree. Who's Sancho's agent again? It's not.
I'm not. Nah, it's not him. He's probably one of those low-key guys that you just never know. They just do the deal under the table. Because I think last season, what I heard was that Dortmund even got someone to negotiate on their behalf because they didn't want to. So that's why anytime they said that, oh, he's not for sale, it was just not him. They got someone because most of these deals, it's all kind of like down between like agent or third party. They agree on a deal and then they go to the club and say, hey, this is how much money it's gonna be. But yeah.
Okay. So talking on money, obviously this is what it's all about. Pogba, obviously you mentioned he's been links with him leaving season after season after season. Riola being a main contributor to that, but he also wants to leave. I mean, he's found it frustrating at the club. And to his defense, he wasn't being used well at Manchester United. It was being played deep, you know, whereas in Juve he played in different parts. He played as part of a midfield three. We saw that one season where he was playing in an advanced position. I think I don't know if it was Oli or under Mourinho, where he had one of the best seasons, or probably the best season for Manchester United. And you know, he wants to move on. I think he's had enough. You know, he wants to go back to Real Madrid or Juve. He wants to go back to Juve or go to Real Madrid for a fresh start for Real Madrid's case or whatever. But I don't know. What do you think? Because I'm looking at this market. Fans still hasn't come back. Teams have lost even more money than before. And I'm struggling to think with someone like Pogba and his wages, he's probably on upwards of 220,000 or more. Another team being able to afford that, like Juve's already got massive wages. You know, their gamble they took on Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, they got knocked out last week of Champions League. It hasn't brought them any success. They're struggling with their wages. You see the Barca struggling with their wages and Messi's. And now, you know, you're talking about, it's just a lot of wages being pumped out. Then you want to bring Pogba. He's probably going to be demanding like maybe 300, 350 plus. Do you know what I mean? Maybe one in parity with someone like David De Gea. You know, moving to another club. For me, I don't see it happening. I know he wants to leave, but I just can't see it happening. I feel like the only way he's leaving is if he runs down his contract. So he's going to be here for at least another year. But what's your thoughts on it?
With Pogba, I think coronavirus has not helped his case.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for coronavirus, I feel like last season he would have probably, last season he would have forced a move to go during the summertime. Because the thing is, Juventus wanted him. But then now, looking at Juventus team this season, I think he's better off. He got more chance trying to win something with Man United than going to Juventus. Because their team is aging. You know, they're not winning the Champions League. And right now, to Inter Milan look on course to win the Serie A. So going there too, and then there's a money issue too. I feel Ronaldo is definitely leaving Juventus. They're gonna let him go. And I'm hearing Real Madrid want him back. They don't want Ronaldo back. So there's no way they can sign both Ronaldo and Pogba. it means that they have to probably like let go of Hazard, and no one is going to spend that much money on Hazard. They're going to get Gareth Bale too. Gareth Bale off their list, or maybe he's going to go back to. So Real Madrid is not an option for him to go. Juventus too is looking very unlikely. And then there's probably maybe after 1 or 2 talk about PSG. But I don't know if you want to go to the French league. The French league doesn't really appeal to a lot of players. So it would be in his good interest to just sign a new contract with Man United. This year, too, one thing I think we were a bit competitive this year, up until so they can tell me look, we are going to sign few players. If all the players kind of stay fit and stuff, we got a real chance of winning the league or going further in the Champions League or something. So yeah, I think he will want to leave, but now he doesn't have no option, and because of that, they're just gonna just try and just get more wages and just end up staying. That's how I see it. He's just gonna end up staying.
I think so as well, and I think United need him. Right now, it's not working, but I do think United need him. We are a better team with him, but I just feel like we need to build next around him. So I'm obsessed right now with Frank Kessié right now, because the performance that he done in the first leg against us was just perfect. Do you know what I mean? It was something that I've been screaming for in terms of a DM. I'll be talking about Wilfred and Didi. I'll be talking about all these other guys or Basuma or anything like that. But this guy Kessié has it all. You know what I mean? He's strong. He's quick. He can dictate the tempo of the game. He's commanding. He can pass. He has the cute passes. He has the long ranger. He can shoot. Clearly, you saw his finish that got ruled out. Unluckily by him. He has it all, and I think he's achievable as well. You can probably get him for under 50 million, and it will make such a big difference, especially if you're keeping Pogba. You slot him right next to Pogba, and it's job done. You know what I mean? He knows his role. He's disciplined. That's what we need. Look, I'm rooting for that guy, man. I hope that, and Manchester United, when we play against certain players, our eyes open up like, wow, he's good. Like what happened when we got Ronaldo. I'm hoping that's the case with him. I'm hoping that is the case with him, but we'll see about that. But moving on from that, then obviously Sancho, Haaland's probably going to go somewhere else. My fear is he's going to go City, and that's just going to be worrying. But you know what? We need Sancho at best. He wants to come. We should go in and get him. So, talking about the transfers, though, that we've got a lot of things that we need to sort out in the club. So there's not, United, like you said, we do one deal. It could take us a month. We'll focus on another deal. It could take us another month. Or before you know it, the fans are still upset because we haven't furnished the whole house, in comparison. But I'm thinking, United, obviously, there's so much trouble. You've heard it of Cavani, Pogba, Dean Henderson and David De Gea. There's an issue there that needs to be resolved. You can't have 2 top goalkeepers on joint combined wages of about $500,000 a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're talking about so much issues at the club that we need to sort out and resolve. And do we have enough time? And is that the reason you think why we got this director of football sort of stuff to try and help ease that solution? Because I don't see us managing to do all of this stuff, man. There's so much that needs to be done. And what do you think will actually even get done in a window? What do you think the realistic stuff is going to happen?
You know what? This season window is going to be one of the hardest or one of the biggest one. Because what is, first of all, a lot of players need to leave. Lindegaard needs to go. I feel like Mata might also leave too. Matic need to also leave too. So there's a lot of players that potentially I feel like they're gonna go.
Yes,
but the question is,
Benfica,
Benfica. He looked like he needs to go to Benfica too. Lindegaard too. I think they need to move him on. I know he's doing well in West Ham, but he still needs to go sell him, get some money off him too. And Mata too. I think his time is over. That he also needs to go to. So Mata too definitely has to go too. So you need to get all those players out, and then once you do, you need to kind of get new players in. Now they're bringing a lot of youngsters. Now, I mean, a lot of the youngsters are kind of signing the contract. Whether they're going to use them or not, is another thing. But potentially, I feel like we need maybe 3-4 players into the team, and it's all about what our priorities are next season too. Look at how City has literally run away with the league. and they are still being linked with Haaland. Like if they get that, nobody got a chance. Nobody got a chance. You know. So personally, I think right now we should even concentrate more about getting some of the old players out. You get them out, you get some money, and then roughly we need to sign. I think United need to sign like 4 players. Four players. And you talk about the Dean Henderson and the Gea situation too. That is a situation that cannot go on next season. It needs to be resolved before the start of next season. You know, that needs to be resolved. You talk about Pogba situation too. I feel like with Pogba, if he's gonna say they need to sign him on a new deal before the end of the season, because you cannot have that kind of like going on in the summer and then people are concentrated, is Pogba gonna leave? Is he not gonna leave? Is who's gonna be? You don't need so much question going to a new season. You know, all of this we need to be sorted out so that when you go to the transfer, clear idea who's coming, who's going, and then we do that. But our club is such a mess.
It's a lot of
is such a mess because how certain like Phil Jones is still there, I don't know. You know, how Phil Jones is still there, I have no idea. And they keep on giving contract to players, and then there's Van der Beek too. Today I was hearing that he also want to leave after one season too, because Van der Beek.
Oh yes. So I heard Inter Milan is looking at him, PSG. So Poch really likes him. And who's the other club? There was one other club that was interested. I think I made a note of it actually. Ajax wanted to take him back.
Yeah. So this summer they just I think there's more about the outgoings and the ingoing. So it is going to be one of those biggest summer too. And I'm hearing that last time I was reading, I was hearing that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got 80 million to spend.
I heard that.
80 million. Yeah, 80 million. And I think like, what's an 80 million budget going to do? Clearly, they should give him like 200 million. And then also he needs to sell too. So this summer is just going to, I mean, as a United fan, it is going to be a very long summer because it's the European Championship too. So it would be ideal to just get all this transfer out of the way before the European Championship, you know, so that when they go and they come back, they know that it's all done. But it's United, they are never going to do that. Nah. And then during the European Championship, nothing is going to get done because there's going to be rumors after rumors. And then, you know, us, we're going to be anxious, just waiting for the signage. Just social media is going to go crazy. And the board, they love that because the more that we talk about the club, the more they feel like the profile goes up and then they make money. Because one time when they were doing like their annual conference, they were talking about how Man United has been trending and has been mentioning for a very long time. And to them, that's money because Man United is listed. It's a public limited company, so obviously the price goes up and down. And they are more interested about making money than winning stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I think they even
it's a big summer for us.
Yeah, I think they even want to do stuff with TikTok and stuff as well to boost up their sort of presence and profile. It's crazy. It's a money business with the Glazers and stuff. You know, you can see it's not really about the love of the club, but that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, I worry as well. Like you said, you brought up a good point with the Euros and stuff that's coming up. Usually activity doesn't happen. Any serious activity doesn't happen until after that. And it's going to leave us with even less time to do what we need to do. And we've got so much to do. And realistically, we had this whole summer and what did we do? Do you know what I mean? So next summer, I don't know what this new structure is going to do in terms of director of football and stuff, but it's existing people that has already been in the club that is going to be doing the job. So it's just like, I don't know, Fletcher, Matt Judge, all of these guys that's already been in the club. I don't know. I don't have any big excitement over it, to be honest. But
yeah, no one does. I think the whole thing that whole thing creates is to literally get Woodward name out of because everybody keep on. The thing about Man United is there is so much questions going on all the time. There's always but for example, we're talking about De Gea or Henderson. You know, a few weeks ago, it's like, when are we going to get a director of football? So what has he's done is he has filled out that role. So no one's going to be talking about whether we need a director of football or not. You know, so it's like, okay, let's put it out there. We've got a director of football, so no one talks about that. But whether things are going to get done is because when you read that statement when it came up, all I kept on hearing is youth. Because the guy, he used to be a head of youth development, that is, so all I kept on hearing about youth. So mainly have they promoted him more so that he can scout more youth players, or is it there just so that he can negotiate for better players? I don't know. So the whole thing is just, they call it mate rate. That's what my United is called. It's called the mate rate. So all of them are just past players. I think we need people kind of like with different ideas other than all the old players too. Exactly. Clearly, we need that. So we'll see how the summer goes.
And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping someone, coming in, fresh ideas, don't have any sort of ties to the club that can come in and do the job. I'm even hearing this director of football is not your typical director of football role that, people like Woodward probably have as much influence in the matter as this new director of football person. So I don't know, man. It's not something that is exciting me. But moving on from that, so right back position, I've been screaming that we need a new right back solely because I think that we're light there. And I know the typical Man United fan will be like, oh, we need a right winger, maybe a centre back. The first thing they'll be like is a centre back, right winger, maybe a striker, a DM as well. They don't really tend to talk about right back cover. And I think that Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been really good for us and really important for us. I don't think that we notice how much of ever present he's been and how, he hasn't been injury prone. And I think that hasn't come to our attention because he's been present. But we have not got any serious cover. You saw when he got injured or he was getting rested or whatever the two, we brought on Fosu Mensah, who seemed a bit shaky. And maybe it's because he hasn't played that many games. He just doesn't seem like that. He's got pace, he's got speed, but in terms of like contributing, whipping in balls or whatever it is he's doing, he's just not comfortable. We've got Brandon Williams that only seems to want to get used on the left, even though he's a right footer. So it's just confusing. We ain't got no proper cover I can say, is going to come in. So I do think that we need a right back. And we've been linked with Kieran Trippier before he had that big issue with the ban. And then we've been linked with Max Aarons. Who's probably going to be, listed for about 30 million before you can, acquire someone like him. Is there anyone that you've looked at that you think, out of the two, for one, is there anyone that you looked at that you think, maybe this will be a better option? Or do you even think?
You know what? It's funny people just talk about that. I think personally, I think he need competition. Because to be honest with you, lately I haven't been impressed with him at all because he loses the ball too much. Going forward, he got so much like he needs to work on back. A lot of people seem to forget we actually got a good back cover a lot. It's like AC Milan, and he's not doing quite bad. Attackingly, he's very good. Maybe he needs to work a bit on like defensive too. But he can be a good cover up. He's on loan at AC Milan. He's gonna come back. So we keep on talking about we being linked to a cover up too. He's a perfect one. We don't need to go spend money. He comes and then he stays to say, hey, you know what? You've gone to a loan. You're done well. So stay and give Aaron Wan-Bissaka a competition, because we don't have that much money to be going out there to buy these people because everybody's just trying to get some kind of like money. And you don't want to go and spend, 30 million for a cover-up player. You just cannot do that, Personally, I feel like they should give Delop another chance when he comes back to just try and compete for a place because he's already our player. We don't need to spend no money on him. Just give him one more year whilst we concentrate on other positions, But yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I feel like next season is his make or break because he cannot go in and just winning and attacking. You see how Luke Shaw has fixed up this season? He needs to fix up too because if he doesn't fix up, because he has been good defensively, but we want to move forward, because last time I was watching the game and then the commentator said it like how Luke Shaw go all the way forward. Why is Aaron Wan-Bissaka not doing the same thing too? Because he doesn't seem to go too much forward too. He just go and then he stops. Or even sometimes when he goes too much forward, he doesn't really know his movement, whether he's going in or out. And it's something to maybe, I'm not sure it's because he doesn't normally get a proper right winger to play with on that side too, or he just lacks confidence with his attacking play. But that's the need to talk about. Maybe he need that there to the competition. Maybe it's that kind of like. kick him up a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right as well. I think he does need a bit of competition. I worry about that as well, but there are a lot. I never thought about that. That could be an option. We've got so much to deal with. Bring him back on loan. Bring him back from loan and give him that one more year. Give him that work while we focus on other stuff. But you know what? I think it's going to be an interesting summer. But I don't have my heart high. I don't have my hopes high. I feel like Sancho, if you get Sancho, and we'll probably get a basic guy that doesn't make you go, wow, and then that'll be it. But an amazing window for me would be Frank Kessié, Jadon Sancho. I would say Haaland, but it's never going to happen. So I'm just trying to think realistically with the funds and who would actually come. Jadon Sancho, Frank Kessié, and maybe a centre back, like just looking at the funds wise, it will probably be a Milinkovic or Pau Torres, even though I'd probably prefer Conde. But obviously the money, I think they're not going to let him go for anything less than 60 million.
But you know what? I watched Conde, the Sevilla against Dortmund game, and he was shocking. He was really poor. I mean, so I just think, because I wasn't sure at first. I said, is he the guy that we've been linked to? Because I haven't really watched it. That was the first time I actually got a chance to watch him. And he was really poor. And I feel like, whatever it is. But today I heard that his price is probably not as much as before it is. And it's about 40 million. But personally, I would go for the Real Madrid guy. You know, Varane, because Varane, he only got 1 more year left on. He's got the same situation as Pogba got on his situation anyway. He got 1 year left on his contract. He doesn't want to sign. Real Madrid are going to look to kind of like sell him, and I don't see him going for no more than 50 million. Maybe his wages is going to be a problem. I don't see him going for more than 50 million too. So I will look at that, but it's all about our prices. You know what? I feel like this week too is going to determine a lot in the transfer market. You know, United, we need to make progress under Ole because he hasn't won a trophy yet. This is going to be his second full season. Post-Ferguson, all the guys who stayed after 2 seasons all had a trophy. Mourinho had a trophy. Van Gaal had a trophy. Moyes actually even had a trophy. You know, he won the Community Shield too. Yeah. So if you're going to get players and tell them, what are you going to tell someone like Haaland, like, hey, we're going to go challenge next season? How are you going to tell him that when you haven't even won a trophy yet? You know, you cannot go and tell him, like, come and help us win the Premiership when you haven't even won the FA Cup without him. So we got AC Milan coming up, and then after that we got Leicester. So in the space of a week, we can be out of all the competition, and then after that, all the big players are just looking at us like, okay, you cannot win the Europa League. What make you feel like you can win the Premiership with me in there? You know, so they're gonna ask so much questions like, you know, who are you bringing in? If he goes out and win the FA Cup or the Europa League, I feel like he go tell the boy like, look, I've won this. I need these players to take you to the next level. So are you going to spend or are you not going to spend?
Yeah.
You know, if he doesn't win nothing, they're just going to feel like, you know what, we don't really see you winning anything anyway. So we're just going to just keep it the limited budget that we can for you to go get anyone to just go. We're going to just slowly make the progress, you know. Because clearly, as a Man United fan, next season, do I see us winning the Premiership? I don't think so. You know, but do I see us winning other trophies? Yes. Do I see us challenging City a bit like we have done this season? That is the target, really. But we need the right players. Personally, Sancho is a must. Sancho is a must. If we get Sancho, we get a bit more kind of like creativity that we've been lacking. Someone who's going to supply into the box. But sometimes I feel like we lack it a little bit. Rashford is good, but he doesn't create a lot, you know. And there's a bit about the goal scoring too. He doesn't score a lot too. So we need that too. And we need creativity in the midfield. You know, when Pogba we have missed Pogba. You know, the last few we have mixed McTominay and Fred. They're not good. They're not good enough. Like they can defend, but going forward, they're not good enough.
Don't even want to be.
So if Pogba but that's the thing. Don't even want to be. He's good too, but I don't know why he doesn't get a chance. I don't know if because they want to try play him at number 10 or personally the formation needs to change to accommodate him. Only don't want to change his formation to accommodate him too. And I don't know. With him, he is very weird. His situation, I don't understand his situation. I really don't understand his situation. But I think Sancho is a must. We need Sancho. The striking position, I don't think we need a striker too much. If we can sort Sancho up, then we don't really need Haaland as much as we feel like we do. I feel like Martial and Green can do the job too. And then maybe we need another creativity in the midfield to kind of like cover up for Pogba and Bruno to defensive midfield. I don't know. I don't think they will make it a priority too. And we need a defender with pace because anytime Lindegaard play, what do you call it? Lindelof play, we tend to defend deeper. You know, we don't push up high up the pitch. And if you want to win the Premiership or if you want to win trophy, you have to push high up the pitch. You can't sit back. You need to push high. You know, Baye, he's good. I hear they're going to give him a new contract. So I don't know why they will give him a new contract. Lindelof is there, so you're going to give him a new contract. Then you got Lindelof who got a new contract last time, and then you got Maguire. So, and then you're going to go buy another defender too. I don't know. The way the club runs, I don't really understand it too much. But centre back, I think it's a must. We need a centre back. We need a right winger. And I don't know, if we get striker or midfielder, then that'll be a good thing about it. Potentially, Asi has gained two quality signings. Yeah, Asi has gained it. I think we might go for around from Real Madrid and Sancho. I feel like those two are going to be a priority. I feel like we might get both of them.
Who? Varane and Sancho. Yeah.
Yeah. Sancho deal is definitely going to get done this summer. Sancho deal is getting done this summer too. And we need a centre back too. I feel Ole might want to go for his experience because he's a Champions League winner. He got experience already. And I feel like the money is going to be right for him to come. So once he gets there, then they might just try to find some kind of like a player that none of us have heard of, but they still kind of like got a quality. You know how they done with the Ahmed. Ahmed was a transfer that no one knew, or it came as a surprise to everybody. You know, we heard his name and everybody went on YouTube like, "Hey, who is this?" So a few YouTube clip, and you're like, "Okay, I'm so," type of like thing. But it's gonna be one of those kind of like, because before they've been putting it out there, they don't have money. Every news conference is always like, "Oh, it's gonna be a tough market. It's gonna be a tough market. It's gonna be a tough market." But it all depends on selling too. If we sell, we sign more players. If we don't, then yeah, it's gonna be a frustrating summer for us.
No,
but
you're right. You're right. I feel like it depends on the sales. I think if we don't sell anyone, we'll probably bring in, like you said, maybe 2 players. If we sell, I mean, if players are leaving, then maybe our hands are forced. Like if Cavani leaves, it forces our hand, or if Pogba leaves, it forces our hand. So it's very dependent on what happens at our club in terms of outgoings, which will help us understand how many players we're bringing. But we want to add quality on top of what we've already got, not be, replacing, which is the issue because we need squad depth. So,
right.
Yeah, it's just going to be one of those things. But, it's an interesting thing. And we can talk about this all day. Do you know what I mean? We can talk about this all day. I'm sure there's going to be new transfer stories that come up tomorrow, the day after that. So we're going to keep you lot tuned in, keeping you topped up with the latest news. You can hear it through the old 99 Banter room where all the smoke gets served. But do you know what? I look forward to Thursday, man. I look forward to Thursday. You'll see us on Thursday again. We'll be back here. And we'll give you our reviews, man. We'll give you our post-match. We'll give you a preview as well. We'll do a preview and we'll do a post-match review as well. So you probably catch us on the preview tomorrow and then post-match, the day after that. So we'll let you know. We'll let you know our thoughts on that, man, as well as other topics, man. But guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe and support the thing. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, man. Cool.